Welcome to Avian Tranquility. I'm Samnang, your nature storyteller. Here we slow down and follow the quiet lives of remarkable birds from around the world, one species at a time, one gentle story at a time. In this episode, we meet the Secretarybird, a creature of open grassland known for its long-legged stride and deliberate presence. So find a comfortable place to rest, let the noise of the day drift away, and join me as we step into the wide, whispering world of the savannah. Hook, dawn is a soft smear of gold across the grass. A solitary figure lifts from the dew, tall, almost improbably leggy, moving with slow, purposeful steps. This is the Secretarybird, its silhouette like a sentinel walking the horizon. In that moment, we see nature's quiet wisdom.
Section 1. Name, Habitat, and First Steps. The Secretarybird bears the scientific name Sagittarius serpentarius, a nod to its reputation as a hunter of snakes. You will find it across much of sub-Saharan Africa, favoring open grasslands, savannas, and lightly wooded plains, landscapes where the grass breathes with the wind and visibility is wide. These are birds of space. They need room to walk, to watch, and to perform that singular stalking rhythm.
They choose raised spots for nests, low trees, acacias, even the tops of termite mounds when trees are scarce. A pair builds a large platform of sticks, lined with softer material. Clutches are small, often 1 to 3 eggs, and the earliest days of a chick are quietly demanding. Parents trade warmth and food in a slow, careful choreography. When a chick hatches, it is awkward at first, a bundle of down, blinking against the wide sky. Both parents share incubation and feeding duties, bringing back small mammals, insects, and the occasional reptile. The nest, high above the ground, is a fragile vantage point, sheltering growth while giving the young bird a doorway onto the vastness it will one day walk.
Juveniles learn slowly. Their long legs aren't graceful right away. Each step must be practiced. Observations show parents intentionally feed smaller prey at first, allowing chicks to learn the rhythm of tearing and swallowing before introducing tougher food. It's patient, gradual teaching, the kind that shapes a species adapted to place and pace.
Section 2. Stalking, Stomping, and Survival. The Secretarybird's hunting is made for walking. It walks miles in a day, scanning the grass with a deliberate gaze. When prey is found, a snake, a lizard, an insect, a small mammal, the bird often uses a slow approach, then a rapid, purposeful stomp. Powerful, controlled strikes of the long feet disable prey without dramatic tearing. The stomp is efficient, precise. It speaks of evolution tuned to open ground.
Biomechanically, those long legs give a reach and leverage that ground hunting raptors don't need. The wings help as balance, not as the primary weapon. Field studies describe a sequence: locate, stalk, nudge, and then the forceful stomp. When encountering snakes, the Secretarybird's rapid footwork reduces direct contact. There's risk, yes, but also a practiced caution.
We choose restraint when describing predation. The story here is adaptation and skill. How a bird uses patience and a methodical gait to claim a living in a world of whispering grasses. Watching a Secretarybird hunt is less spectacle than study. Quiet, repetitive actions that reveal the logic of survival on 2 long legs. Young birds face a particular set of challenges. The open savanna offers few secret places. Juveniles are more vulnerable to predators and to heat and drought when seasons shift. Many do not survive their first year. Yet those that do learn to move with the land, timing their walks with cooler hours, selecting patches with better prey availability, and avoiding human disturbances. Human changes to the landscape, fencing, intensive agriculture, and poorly timed burning can fragment the expanses Secretarybirds need.
But there are encouraging signs when pastoral practices and conservation measures align. Rotational grazing, protected savanna corridors, and community-led monitoring help maintain the mosaic of grass and trees these birds depend on.
Section 3. Bonds, Culture, and Ecological Role. Secretary birds are often seen in pairs or small family groups. Courtship is understated but meaningful. Mutual preening, bill displays, and synchronized movements that reinforce partnership. Pairs defend their nest sites with watchful persistence, and many form long-term bonds that anchor them to a familiar stretch of land.
Culturally, the secretary bird appears in local stories and, more broadly, holds a place of respect. It is an emblem of openness and vigilance in some nations. These connections remind us that the bird is not only a biological actor, but also part of human sense-making, symbols that can help inspire protective action.
Ecologically, secretary birds help regulate populations of snakes and small mammals, nudging the balance of grassland food webs. Where they thrive, we often find a healthy savanna, patchy trees, seasonal grasses, and an intact chain of life. Their presence is a quiet indicator, a sentinel whose steady footsteps map the well-being of place. Practical conservation is simple, patient work. Protect open corridors for walking and hunting. Encourage grazing systems that mimic natural patterns, and involve local communities in monitoring and stewardship. Small actions, like preserving key nesting trees and avoiding destructive burns during breeding season, accumulate into real difference over time. The solutions are landscape scale, but they begin with choices made at a human scale.
When communities participate, sharing knowledge about nesting sites, reporting disturbances, and adapting land use, the birds and the people both benefit. Conservation that respects livelihoods and local culture finds its footing more readily, and the secretary bird's slow, deliberate life becomes part of a living landscape that supports diverse needs.
Reflection and recap. From a high nest to steady footsteps across the plain, the secretary bird's life is a lesson in composure and adaptation. It depends on space, on patience, and on a landscape that remains open enough to walk. In that quiet walk, in that practiced stomp, we witness an elegant solution to being a ground-hunting raptor. In that moment, we see nature's quiet wisdom.
If this story brought you a moment of calm or a new sense of appreciation, I invite you to stay connected with Avian Tranquility. You can like this episode, subscribe to our channel, or share it with someone who needs a peaceful escape today. Our work continues. One bird, one story, one quiet step at a time. Thank you for walking gently with the secretary bird and for caring about these lives that often go unseen.